Yeah, man, real bomba clock and I set the volume 8. This is the music from the my niggas. Yeah, man. Oh, ribby damn, ribby damn. Hey, hey. La 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 la. You man a tribute for Black Uhuru Ray. Hey, hey, hey. Broken microphone, mystic lover sound, a dream of soul. Will my head alone, living in Zion, but Babylon. Broken microphone, mystic lover sound, a dream of soul. Will my head alone, living in Zion, but Babylon. Por soñar soñé que todo cambiaría, por pensar pensé. Luchar a sangre fría sin perder la fe. Viviendo el día a día, vas con sentimiento que marcó mi sinfonía. Darle pan al que no puede comer, darle bendición al que sepa renacer. 3000 errores solemos cometer, pero solo un gran hombre lo sabrá reconocer. Y me di cuenta hoy de tantas cosas, algunas crudas, otras bastante hermosas. Son los más sabios, personas poderosas, no aquellos bastardos que destrozan nuestras prosas. Es la perdición, mala situación de manchar tu corazón por tu mala acción. Dame una razón para darte mi perdón. Siento que tu alma se consume como el humor esteblón. Derramo poesía, arte mensajero que reclamo cada día. Pretendo ser sincero, más comparto mi alegría con todo caballero que mantenga la presión cuando andamos bajo cero. Sentimientos perdidos con calma, malos actos mancharon tu alma. No pide perdón quien dispara el arma, no sabe que un ladrón se bate con el karma. Broken microphone, mystic lover sound, a dream of soul. Real my head alone, living in Zion, but Babylon. Broken microphone, mystic lover sound, a dream of soul. Real my head alone, living in Zion, but Babylon. One I can get respect from volume 8. My niggas on volume 8, this is key on the studio respect. Alright, alright, alright. Bad boy kills, criminal of sound and rich. Money is a gun for me. Respect the nation. Below the time like this. Bad boy kills, criminal of sound and rich. Money is a gun for me. Respect the nation. Below the time like this. Bad boy kills, criminal of sound and rich. Money is a gun for me. Respect the nation. Oh. La 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 la. When I can just smoking from the studio up the on. And when I can just put a nigga on the floor. When I live a sound. Oh them, ah. Bye bye rhythm, bye bye sound in
En la Plaza de Reyes, Black Sumenta, Soplón. Yeah. ¿Qué vas a saber? ¿Qué vas a saber tú? Oye, chibolito, faltomé. Pulpín de los pulpines, batería de Rapunzel, de rapeos, de raptos, de lagartos en cuartel. Cualquier la pega de cruel con un viejo coronel. Soy flojo, se me antojó dormirme en el laurel. Elevé mi level con un label y un Faber Castell. Ya un papel, lo empape con sangre de todo aquel que se jura Nobel y no ve mis trenes en la riel. What's so man? ¿Por qué no sacan la tabue? Juro por mis abuelos que no te hablo por las powers. Soy chinchado neto, búscame por pico sour y te voy a meter al centro loco como Beckenbauer. Escúchame atento mi bro, que estamos rompiéndole en pro. El negro de Plaza de Reyes como siempre rompe de este micrófono. Que quiere meterle como yo pero no puede meterle taco bro. Si te pensaba que solo era un gallo déjame decirle que se equivocó. Real motherfucker feeling on street. Es el Black Sheep Mental de Plaza de Kings. Motherfuckers, so bloom.
Nero Luigi, man, desempeña en la victoria para que sepa. Incas Mo, Money Gang Gang, yeah, yeah, Yo también he llorado, gente. También me han desplazado por mi rasgo afrodescendiente. Sí, un perro no habla pero siente. Cuento historias callejeras pa' barrios de delincuentes. Soy un perro que te ladra, que te muerde y que te huele, nene. Soy más que Lene, ustedes para mí son pelele. Con mi jauría todo el día en busca de los cheles. Tengo un perro en fiscalía que nos mueve los papeles y otro en la comisaría para evitar el susto. Muchas veces me han llevado por solo como luzco. Perdón, madre mía, si yo le causé un disgusto, pero en esta vía yo crecí rodeado de perros chuscos. Yo sé que me quieren ganar, yo sé que me quieren tumbar y no pasará porque soy de verdad. Está súper rafina la Dodo Style, metido en latina aprendiendo un Kizai. Yo tengo el style, no mido la raza del perro, yo mido por la lealtad y yo soy leal. La calle te enseña lo que no te enseña la universidad. Salí de ese peña aquí con una seña, te tiran para atrás. La calle limeña aquí nadie la dueña, ya nada es igual. Tiene que respetar, tiene que respetar. La calle te enseña lo que no te enseña la universidad. Salí de ese peña aquí con una seña, te tiran para atrás. La calle limeña aquí nada le dueña, ya nada es igual. Tiene que respetar, si yo soy tu papá. Cinco Mob, negro. Cinco Mob, nigga. Nero Luigi, man. Incas Mob, It's Money Gang, gang, gang,
Hey, yo. Yango en la maldita casa. Me llaman pa' que les dé al menos una vez al mes. Se metieron al lago y olvidaron que era el Ness. For everybody bless. La fama es una puta, me está llamando a las 3. Dile que llame después de las 16 y 25. Volví de la infancia de Abraham Lincoln, con fuerza ya inco, luchando para salir del rincón. Letra callejera en CD brinco, under del under. Puede que tu viejo te lo mande. Sale de vez en cuando como el cóndor por los Andes. Mi cuerpo no es de madera como Dandy. Antes que me branden, yo seré el ola que los expande. Aunque esto me pique en la madera, no sirven ni para romper el ticket de un evento afuera. Loco por la carrera, desafían la gravedad. Yo espero tras la barrera y llego con la novedad. Niña, tú solo espera que ya encontré la manera. He visto bastante por querer lograrlo saltando escalones dentro de la escalera. La vida me puso al depósito, yo soy de púlpito pa' que el mundo conociéramos de esta parte mejor intérprete que ha parido esta cordillera. Sin luz afuera, que el espectáculo es dentro, la calle es mi templo, tiembla el pavimento, cuando yo me concentro, mis disparos son temas, la calle un poema, se siente desde cuando entro, y a toditos estos drogaditos que creen que rapean, los regreso al centro de mi balcón. Yo he visto el clown de clown en la misma gestión, pero a la malla no llega el balón, y para esta pantalla no soy el patrón, yo ya me sé la cuestión, y doy fe por cada renglón, consciente de la operación del final de Mbappé con la edad de bufón. De Yango en la maldita casa, Plaza de Rey y papá, el Nero Luigi, Black Mental, hip hop peruano. En la maldita base. Yo.
Hey, pure nigga on a microphone, studio of Kion, gangsta sound, my brother come over. It's a champion general flow. Listen, my reggae music is slower. Climb the tower, feel the warrior eternal power. My brother come over. It's a champion general flow. Listen, my reggae music is slower. Climb the tower, feel the warrior eternal power. Escucha a Dios si aún estás por este mundo. Voy a robarte tan solo 3 segundos. Quiero mandar tu mensaje muy profundo y pedirte disculpas por si me confundo. Soy un humano más que vaga en estos páramos, que se pregunta qué pasa si nos amáramos. Pero la guerra nos separa, así que páranos y únenos de nuevo, por favor, como quisiéramos. Ve al humano maltratar a su mujer, divisa al pueblo roto por su falta de poder. Sigo viendo al niño muriendo sin comer y al rico atragantarse tan solo por placer. Quedamos pocos mensajeros del honor, fieles servidores del humano con valor, nobles narradores de palabra con amor. Solo faltas tú para guiar nuestro interior. It's a champion general flow. Listen, my reggae music is slower. Climb the tower, feel the warrior eternal power. My brother come over. It's a champion general flow. Listen, es fácil nadar en estas aguas, ni mantener el rumbo en este sin razón. Sé que me quemo si camino en la fragua. Este es mi deber cuando recibí mi don. Podría hablar sobre coches y dinero, pero no quiero, por eso soy la voz del guero. Prefiero mantener mi arte mensajero, luchar junto al humilde para destruir el clero. Unos tienen tanto y otros quieren tan poco. Esta melodía me está volviendo loco. Pido a Kion que limpie lo que toco. Él destruye el muro en el que normalmente choco. La tierra muere y morirá callada. Creaste un suelo de arena malgastada. Nos diste ciencia y eso no te avala. Ella da respuestas, tú no dices nada. Sé que mi fe no va mal, pero aquí debajo todo sigue igual. Luchamos por vivir algo que es normal. Por eso lo divino jamás será mortal. Oh, my nigga, feel the rust up, you nigga, no my nigga. Hey, escuela, haciendo fresco lo que siento desde el alma. Nego, lo siento. Lo sé, señor, quizás hable sin sentido, pero al malvado hay que darle su merecido. Mira al diablo en que me ha convertido, pidiéndole consejos a un desconocido. Mamrena como va, it's a champion general flow. Listen, my reggae music is slower. Clean the tower, feel the warrior eternal power. Mamrena como va, it's a champion general flow. Listen, my reggae music is slower. Clean the tower, feel the warrior eternal power.
For the purpose of harvesting gain. However, Title 17 of United States copyright law states material in use can only be done when it's for theological or general educational purposes, and thus Bible Chronicles believes that this principal material falls under fair use, which honors protection under Section 107 of the same U.S. copyright law. Hey, fam, shalom, shalom. Appreciate you guys here, being here with me. Oh, with all of us, East Side. What's up, man? Shalom, bro. 115. Hey, what does that 115 mean? I'm kind of curious now, bro. East Side 115. If you don't want to tell me, it's all good. Oh, I used to say when I was little, it's all to the cheese. Yeah, I was a silly kid. Hey, listen, family, I'm gonna tell you this right now, okay? I did say that I have the schedule, but today is just I gotta do it. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry, family. I'm sorry. It was on my mind the entire day, and I had a lot going on today. And I mean, I could not wash it away. And I'm like, I gotta do that class, because I had a class at the Dosis Diario, no? And it's about adultery. But I was like, man, I don't have it in my spirit to bring out the class. I never want to roll that way. I want the Most High to speak on my behalf. And I just couldn't do it, family. So today, hermanos, por favor, y hermanas que escuchan este canal y esperan las clases en español, perdón, pero ahorita en este momento it's not going to be in Spanish. It's going to be in English. Maybe a little Spanglish. The title of the class is called Partus, Sequitur, Ventrem. Partus, Sequitur, Ventrem. It's an Italian word. I think so. It should be. It sounds Latin as hell. Excuse my language. What the hell is that thing here? All right. So with that, what does that mean? Let's find out what it means. This was a law that was passed in just the standard information, right? It's just standard, like Wikipedia. Standard stuff. Partus Sequitur Ventrem. That which is born follows the womb. Also, Partus was a legal doctrine passed in colonial Virginia in 1662 and other English crown colonies in the Americas, which defied the legal status of children born there. The doctrine mandated that children of slave mothers would inherit the legal status of its mother. As such, children of enslaved women were born into slavery. The legal doctrine of Partus Sequitur Ventrem was derived from the Roman civil law, specifically the portion concerning slavery and perpetual property. Okay, so obviously we know this whole, what? Here, I'm gonna show you. Where are you? This is this one. We know this, fam. We know about people that just complain.
The legacy of slavery and placing slavery at the center of the narrative. And that's what we did. It's not that we were hiding anything. I find the backlash in some ways unsurprising and in some ways surprising. For instance, with respect to Mr. Page, when one suggests that the 1619 Project is a project about Black victimization and not patriotism, it makes me wonder if Mr. Page even read the project, or if Mr. Page even read my essay, because my essay is about how Black people, despite undergoing chattel slavery, legal apartheid, lynching, racial terrorism, segregated schools, segregated housing, segregated military, believed fervently in the founding ideals and have fought generation after generation to make those ideals true, and in fact had a faith in a country that didn't treat us as citizens and expanded democracy for all Americans.
So apparently they were ignored. They fought so hard for this country. Well, let me remind you, you fought hard for this country. You fought wars for this country, wars that got lands taken. Things that make you go, Here, I'm going to show you guys something real quick, because it's beginning to be like this. And I don't know if you guys remember. You guys remember this when you were little? Because it kind of gets to this point. Yes, I said it. Because somebody's going to have to tell you guys. You see, this here apparently seems like it's just for so-called black folks. Oh, black people suffer so much. I wouldn't say that if it wasn't for the talk. As if y'all were the only ones. As if we are not here. You forget when you say all the wars that you fought with the white man had to do against us. Do you not realize that these lands were never yours? Partus, Sequitur, Ventrem, okay? This law wasn't against black folks. It wasn't against black women. It wasn't against anything black, blackety black. You know what it was against? It was against our gente. That's why I named the title and I have the pictures. I have the pictures to prove it. And I have the books to prove it. Oh, and I know you guys are going to run. You guys are going to get mad and, oh, yeah, this guy's a racist. You know what it is? It's this right here, okay? It is this right here. Because y'all are so good, bro. You guys are so good. You guys are so good to do this. Look, let me be quiet.
Love thy neighbor as thyself. That's right. All right? Let's answer this question. Read what you got. I want to ask you a couple questions too. Come on. Chapter 6. Hold on, bro. I'm about to read. I'm about to answer your question right here. Come on.
The book of Psalms, chapter 68 and verse 11. Bring it out. The Lord gave the word.
The Most High God gave the word.
That's right.
And what does he look like? He's a black man.
That's
He has woolly hair.
Right.
And when Christ comes in sun, he's a black man as well. He has woolly hair.
That's
And he's
right.
going to judge this whole planet Earth.
Right.
The Lord's going to judge America.
Right.
America is the last kingdom before Christ comes.
Right.
America has not been judged for the evil that it has done upon the whole world.
Bring it out.
Oh, America has raped, robbed, and pillaged the whole planet Earth.
Right.
And these are the accessories. All right, the so-called white man, because he's not white, he's red.
That's
And
right.
there ain't no hate campaign.
Right.
This is truth.
That's
This is truth.
Okay, you guys hear that? This is truth. I am only speaking truth. Truth, but nothing but the truth. So help you God. Hey, shalom, Vladimir. Let me shalom you, Eastside again, because you know me, man. I'll just jump in class, bro, and I just honestly just forget. I'm not here to impress anybody. No, am I here to get some kudos for you guys? So, oh my God. No, I'm not, fam. I'm not trying. Please, don't be offended. Don't be offended. I love y'all very much, but I don't need that. Honestly, I don't. This is of the Most High. Listen, man, if it wasn't for him, I'd still be a bum, probably alcoholic, maybe dead. Maybe dead by now. It's probably as bad as my iPhone's getting. You know what I mean? I keep dropping it. It's just broken. I would have been that bad. Deuteronomy 29:29. Let's go. The secret things belonging unto the Lord of our God. Let me read that again. The secret things belong unto the Lord our God. But those things which are revealed belong unto us and unto our children forever, that we may do all the words of the law. Let me read that again. But those things which are revealed belong unto us and only us. Listen, family, you guys need to start really stepping it up in your level of spirit. Hold on to that rock, man. Y'all are the Israelites of the Bible, the real people of the book. You fit every curse. You fit all the diets. You fit all the clothing. You fit the languages, the history. I don't know what else you guys fit. For God's sakes, they got pyramids over there where we were in slavery, and we got pyramids over here, and we're in slavery again. You guys are forgetting? It's called spiritual Egypt. Hello. The secret things belong unto the Lord our God, but those things which are revealed belong unto us and to our children forever. I want y'all to remember that. Forever. You guys probably wondering, like, man, what did you do? Drink coffee? No, bro, this is me. This is me. I've always been this way. Don't be surprised, like, oh, you got the spirit of the Lion of Judah. Nah, see, y'all Canaanites just you couldn't wrap your mind around the fact that, yes, us Mexicans, we're not just quiet. Pues usted ya sabe, señor. Y'all got it all twisted about who we are. All of it. And our own gente. The ones that are born here. Look, I'm going to play something so beautiful. I appreciate you, Julio, for sending me that, bro. I really do. I really do, bro. And you know what? I'm going to show y'all something real quick. I'm going to record that too, by the way. You know, Fire Marshal Bill. Fire Marshal Bill. I'm telling you something, man. You guys are the people of the book, the big book. Watch this real quick. Now, I know that some of y'all are still, you know, or I understand, man. We got brothers and sisters that are coming from the native tradition, and I get it. That's what, man. I got kwe on my back. Okay, I got the Aztec goddess quote on my back. I tattooed that on my back, right? And I got tribal stuff all over my body. I mean, it's not like I'm not familiar with that ideology. But what I'm trying to show y'all is that is what we eventually embrace because, well, we still kept the laws though. And that will always define you. Regardless of what clothes you put on, what outfits you wear. You know what I'm saying? Y'all got to remember, we were keeping the laws of God. Watch this real quick. Let me show you. Stay in the vein.
And here I thought I was of the people, of the blood. Turns out I'm a figment of my own imagination. You know those people that are born and raised here in the United States that you refer to as Mexican, or that even self-identify as Mexican American? You know that in the strict sense of the word, they are not in fact Mexican. To understand this, you have to understand that Mexican is not an ethnicity, but a nationality. And if you are not a Mexican national or a naturalized citizen of Mexico, then you are not in fact Mexican. Mexico, or more correctly, Estados Unidos Mexicanos, is made up of 68 indigenous peoples speaking 63 indigenous languages. Now, most of those born here in the United States that we refer to as Mexicans can't even tell you what tribe or tribal nation they come from, because our people were not only colonized, but detribalized. The ones you call Mexicans are in fact of mixed indigenous blood. Now, as for the Aztec Empire, I'm sure you know that the Aztec Empire was a triple alliance, right? And that the most influential group within that alliance was the Mexica, or those of the Nahua bloodline, those of the Nahua nation. Now the Nahua, or the descendants of the Mexica or Mexica, are the largest indigenous group living in Mexico today. And their ancestral language, Nahuatl, is the #1 indigenous language most spoken throughout Mexico to this day. We are still here. Nilsi, no toka tonahuac, kanekwak, in Cuecuetnoki, ni Mexicak. No, neither the Spaniards nor the diseases eradicated or wiped us out. Your history books did.
Hey, it's about time y'all start waking up, family. Stop being afraid, for God's sakes, man. Grab this book. This is yours. This book is yours. It is your book. Stop believing these heathens.
Well, we're Judah. We're Judah, only Revelation comes to us, indeed.
Shut up, please. Revelation 3:10, because thou hast kept the word of my patience, I will also keep thee from the hour of temptation. Listen, we have the white man for quite some time, haven't we? So obviously this is not the hour, is it? No, which shall come upon all the world to try them that dwell upon the earth. Behold, I come quickly. Hold that fast which thou hast, that no man take thy crown. So guess what? Some of y'all that did go into these camps and we made it out of that fire, hold on to what's right for you. Because listen, fam, these nations, the so-called white man, the so-called black man, the so-called Arab, so-called Asian, so-called everybody else that you want to consider, they're not of this continent. And you got people, you got so-called black folks that say, well, Africa, yeah, and they conquered and this and the resources and all that. So then why the hell are y'all over here? If the resources are so great in Africa, why didn't you do it over there? If it was so great, why come here and make it like Matter of fact, you're here and it's great. When you were over there, it was decimation. Y'all ate your own poop. You couldn't clean your own toilets. Hey, if the shoe fits, wear it. Whoever it puts on, because historically it shows that Europeans were dirty people. We showed y'all how to brush your teeth. I wonder if it was just the white man. I'm just saying, because the white man and the black man came together. We know now that black conquistadors were just the same as white conquistadors. Yes, I know, the truth hurts. Behold, I come quickly. Hold that fast which thou hast, that no man take thy crown. Thy crown. Thy crown. Sirach 34. Let's go there real quick, fam. Let's go there real quick. Remember, I told you I'm going to give 1 hour. Okay, this is still an hour class. I'm going to go quick on this. Cram it up. Sirach 24, 31. Watch what it reads. It says here, I said, I will water my best gardens. You know, when you, I mean, look, like, I don't know if you guys are into gardening, and some people are, some people are not. Okay. I planted some trees, and in the summer, you know, obviously it was very exciting, man. And I was taking my time with them and, you know, watering them and stuff like that. And I was taking the time, you know, the timing and the daily, and waking up early in the morning and making sure that, you know, I give them that water, the nutrients. Just like Sirach 31, I said, I will water my best garden. You see, so you brothers and sisters, you're being watered. You are considered the best garden that he has. And I will water abundantly my garden bed. But y'all got to be able to receive it. You guys got to be able to receive it. Oh, man. Oh, praises. Hold on. Hold on. I think it's this one. Hold on. Give me a second, fam. Here it goes. 2 Corinthians 14:40. Watch this. So when that water comes, fam, don't go off and think that that water is like some kind of, you know, psychedelic drug. No. No, por favor. I don't know why y'all think that. No. When the water comes to y'all, 2 Ezra 14:40, and I took it and drank it. And when I had drunk it, my heart uttered understanding, and wisdom drew in my breast, for my spirit strengthened my memory. Drink that water, family. Drink this brook that I'm shooting at you guys right now. Seriously. Taste it. Savor it. Sirach 34:21. I said, I will water my best gardens. You Hispanics, you natives, you brothers and sisters, y'all are the Most High's best garden in the entire world. I will water abundantly my garden bed. Why you think we have this land over here and it's so beautiful? And lo, my brook became a river, and my river became a sea. So you brothers and sisters that have ever said to yourselves, oh, I know the Bible, I know the whole book, you're off. Nobody knows the whole book. This thing is the sea. Nobody has 100% truth. Everything is in part. We see in part, which is why I always say, whatever I share to y'all, confirm it. I will yet make doctrine to shine as the morning, and I will send forth her light afar off. I will yet pour out doctrine as prophecy, and leave it to all ages, again, forever. Forever. Why? Because we're destroying the fake prophecies. That's what we're doing today. And we're going to continue to do it every day until maybe, man, the Most High says, all right, man, that's it. That's enough. You're done. Behold, that I have not labored for myself only, but for all them that seek wisdom. Family, this is why I do it. I'm gaining this information, you know what I'm saying? I'm going to share with y'all. Like I always said, yo me quito la camisa de mi amigo. No, le me quito la camisa para dársela a mi amigo. Let me see if I can find that. Hold on. Hold on. are they called? I think it's this guy. Mm-hmm. I think the song is that one, but I don't want to play it because I may be wrong. Behold, 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 that I have not labored for myself only, but for all them that seek wisdom. Psalms. Oh, wait a minute. I know what's missing. Here it goes. I was like, man, it's a little quiet again. I don't want to hear my breathing. I can probably hear my breathing. I don't want y'all to hear my breathing. Behold, that I have not labored for myself only. So, listen, fam, I get up 2, 3 in the morning, right? I mean, obviously for obligational reasons to my son. But, you know, I have y'all in mind, man. I don't even know none of you guys. I know some of your faces now. But I see more of a spiritual thing. I see my family who have come a long way, who work hella hard every day, who put the work in, who loves their children, who loves their wives or their husbands, who struggle to just even get their mind right, who have battled alcohol, abuse, God knows what, molestations, neglect. I see that struggle in our gente. And you know what? It's not going to take another nation of people that are going to let us know that. If you don't know who we are, spiritually, you will never speak our language. You will never sing our song. Ever. That's why you see these Canaanites, filling up the blocks, and our gente is just on the back, like on the cut. I don't even know what to do anymore. Psalms 10, they're here to destroy your spirit, family. I'm glad that some of y'all made it. Because we still got to fight. The fight ain't over yet. Psalms 10:7, it says, his mouth is full of cursing and deceit and fraud. Why? Because, again, that 12-tribe chart can't give confirmed 100%. So why? The Bible has to be 100%. The Most High changes not. His mouth is full of cursing and deceit and fraud. Listen, if you cannot validate it 100%, it can't be by a dream. It was all a dream. Come on, man. His mouth is full of cursing and deceit and fraud. Under his tongue is mischief and vanity. Hey, we're the same people. No, damn beaners. Oh, what do you mean? Bezaleel? The wetback? You forget what you said, Nate the Snake? I will never forget that. Because you know what? It takes real hatred for you to just say it like that. Like it was so natural. So I can imagine what you say behind closed doors. Damn spicks. These Northern Kingdom are silly doves. Y'all are stupid. Especially you Mexicans. Oh, man. You Mexicans ain't gonna rule nobody. Are you kidding me? You're a bunch of drunks. That's what they say, family. Just because we prefer to work hella hard and raise our children. Because let's say I prefer to plant a tree and you might not hear me speak. You think I'm dumb. So guess what? We got, people coming over here to this channel blasting us. You guys ain't the Hebrews of the Bible. Blah, 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 blah. Oh, you're a pocho. Oh, you're white. Why? Because you cannot comprehend the fact que un mexicano tenga inteligencia, bola de idiotas. ¿Qué creen que somos? ¿Solo una bola de indios? Somos una gente destruida. We are strong men, but we're destroyed men. And when we're repenting, we see our faults, we see our actions, when we don't want to have that no more. Because when you see us on the opposite end, we're either killing, drugging, hoeing, cartelling, gangbanging, or in jail. Which side do you want to see? Apparently, you guys don't want to see. You complain about that side, and then you say, oh, y'all are weak on this side and stupid on the other. And on top of that, woo, man, he sitteth in the lurking places of the villages, and in secret places does he murder the innocent. Damn Northern Kingdom, they got no good kings. I don't know why you guys want to listen, fam. Some of us grew up in a home where We weren't physically abused as hard as what, yeah, but man, verbally. Now, maybe not all of us were, because you know what I'm saying? In life, things are progressive. Isms are progressive. Sometimes as a father, when you're young and you're raising your children, you don't really you do better. But as you get older and you see stress and struggles and you take it out on your children, and those children are the ones that reflect on that bad part. Not that the first ones got it, but the last ones might have. So we know for a fact that these particular things, murder is hate. In secret places does he hate the innocent. He says, black, all the people are black. Everybody's black. Oh, you got to be black in order to have salvation. What did Nate the Snake Robert say? The prophets are black. Moses is black. God is black. Jesus is black. And the 12 tribes of Israel are black. Yeah. Hey, so-called Mexicano, Ezekiel, Cornelius, Jehu, Mordecai, all of y'all. Does that not ring a bell to your ear? Does that not bother you? Or do you really sit on that doctrine that you will turn into a black man when the Messiah comes? His eyes are privately set against the poor. Who is the poor? You guys financially are poor, but you're rich, like Revelations 2:9. He lied in wait secretly as a lion in his den. Don't they say they're lions? Arrgh. He lied in wait to catch the poor. Who? You. Because I'm going to tell you this right now. My so-called Northern Kingdom brothers that I've met in there, y'all have been very humble. You guys put your head down and you said, okay, we'll give you your lot. We'll give you the baton. We'll shut up for now. Because that's what the Bible is saying. So we'll believe you. But you know what? It's a lie. He lied in wait secretly as a lion in his den, and he lied in wait to catch the poor. He doth catch the poor. When he draweth him into his nest, we're the top tribe. He crouched and he humbled himself. We're the top tribe. We're the same people. That the poor may fall by his strong ones. But you know what? Y'all are stupid. Y'all are silly doves. You guys mixed with the other nation. Do you realize that they say that the white man is dirty, hairy, nasty, filthy? And they say that we mix with them. Are you guys not paying attention to what the messages are? He has said in his heart, verse 11, God hath forgotten. He here hideth his face. He will never see it. Shalom, Salome. Dawes Act, 1887, the breakup of indigenous tribal lands. Those lands were called lottery lands, fam. I got a book that's at lottery land. I'll show it on my next. I'll show it tomorrow. Lottery. No, because we're not in that timeline yet. Right now, this is a special class. Hey, Solomé. Hermano, discúlpame, brother. Esta es una clase de emergencia. Le iba a hacer en español, pero no lo podía, hermano. Indian land for sale. Get a home of your own. Easy payments. Fine lands. Just like head right programs. You know, black folks used to bring their own people over here, and through that particular, I guess, bill, they call it. Head right bill, which was attached to the person. That was a down payment for the land. And they continue to do it. Look, fine lands in the West. You guys realize that when they started the repatriation, removal of our gente, millions of people left, right? Who do you think those houses were moved to? Who moved into those houses? Black people? White people? You guys need to do your history. Your history. Let me show you something real quick. It's going somewhere. Go to page 39. This is from a book called University of Michigan, the University of Michigan Library. You can't say that, I'm just making up stuff. These are legitimate college books. Should have gone to college, man. That wasn't my lot. Free Negro in Virginia, 1619, 1680, 1865. Sorry. We're going to go to page 39. And it reads, the upper limit of the period in which it was possible for Negroes to come to Virginia as servants and to acquire freedom after a limited term is in the year 1682. A law of 1670 was intended to enslave all Negroes brought in after this enactment. But in practice, it permitted a few to escape. In 1678, 2 men of African blood were sold for the terms of 7 years by the inhabitants of Boston to residents of Virginia. Under the provision, had a cough, fam. Under the provision of the law of 1670, excuse me. Under the provision of the law of 1670, all servants not being Christian imported into this colony by shipping were to be slaves for lives, but such servants as came by land were to serve if boys and girls until 30 years of age, if men or women 12 years or no longer. After this act had been enforced 12 years, the primacy of a new act asserted that many Negroes, Moors, mulattoes, and others born in a heathen country and of heathen parents had before coming to Virginia had been converted to the Christian faith, and that such persons were sold in Virginia had to be sold as servants for a limited term. Limited term. Let's go to page 88. Page 88 says this. The legal status of a free individual is involved in a usual twofold relation of persons to the state, that of receiver of protection and security from the government, and that of active participants in its affairs. Where is it at? The common law rights to own and to alienate property was in early date recognized as belonging to free Negroes, and it suffered few limitations in their possessions than any other of the right generally regarded as fundamental to a free status. In the order book of the Country Court of Accomac for 1632-1640 is an order. Where are you at? Look, here it goes right here. It says here, contracts involving recognition of full rights of free Negroes to personal property, which includes people, were recorded in the county courts as early as 1645. Among the early Virginia lands patents are a number of representing grants to Negroes of from 50 to 500 acres to be held in fee simple. How? The first of such grants were to a Negro of which he have any record was one of 250 acres to Anthony Johnson, a Northampton County in 1651 as head rights on the importation of 5 persons into the colony. Importations, family. John Negroes were servants. You were never slaves like what you make it seem like. Do you know who was really enslaved? Show you this real quick. I've showed this before. You guys know this book. I've shared it with y'all before. Won't be repetitive, man, until it burns your spirit, Mr. Black Man. Y'all owned our people too. Oh, I'm not gonna let you go on this one. Nuh-uh. Not at all. Not at all. Boston Public Library. Apparently, this book is from, Free Negro Owners of Slaves in the United States in 1830, together with absentee ownership of slaves in the United States of 1830. Oh, how coincident, how convenient, huh? You guys forgot to report it. Just reminds me. Free Negroes. The statistical report on free Negroes, free Negro ownership of slaves was made possible in 1921. You guys know this deal. You guys know the deal. Look, bam. Negroes owning slaves. Look at that. Bam. Florida, Georgia, Illinois, Kentucky. Come on, it just keeps going. Look. Bam, bam, bam. Look, Frederick County, Maryland. Bam. Look at that. Bam, bam, bam. Maryland again. Continue. Mississippi, Missouri, New Hampshire, New Jersey. Y'all had slaves all over the place. Here, Negroes are just like white folks. White folks are just like Negroes. Good and Bowen. Oh, look at that. What's going on, my brother? You got 45 slaves, and you want reparations. Y'all are funny to me, man. North Carolina, slaves. Pennsylvania, slaves. Rhode Island, slaves. South Carolina, slaves. Black people owning slaves. It doesn't stop, fam. Look at that. 28, 22, 22. Who you think were the slaves? Oh, it's gonna surprise you, and it's gonna hurt you. There was a combination of slaves, family. There's something called white slave cargo, right? They're out of Ireland. But this is what my point. That's their fault. Y'all white folks, you guys can handle your own thing. I'm not here to defend you guys. Chapter 7, people trade. It says in 1630, almost 80,000 people left England for Chesapeake. Remember the book that I showed y'all regarding the Jews and the Moors being obviously of the same? 80,000 left England for Chesapeake, New England and the Caribbeans, most of them indentured servants. What? Stop lying. You guys were not, I repeat, you were not in chattel slavery like you said you were. You liars. And I'm going to tell you one thing I hate the most is that right there. Partus, Sequitur, Ventrem, family. I was going to break this down, but I'm going to show you the part of my video. It's going to be only 10 minutes. Hold on. Stop it. Shut up. From 31 to 43. Okay? So let's listen in. I'm not trying to hear myself, fam. I just don't want to repeat myself. Let me see what's going on. Okay, we're cool. Let's see what's going on with chatter. All right, we're good. All right, cool, perfect. All right, we got a couple brothers watching. No problem. Let's continue. Let's listen in. All right. And give me a second. Let me at least set it up. Yes. Okay, hold on a second here. Give me a second, guys. All right. Person, and I want to do this. This is. Nah, you know what? Nah, I'll show it later. Okay. So, anyways, here's what they're saying. Okay. So we heard all of that, and then now we're hearing that the so-called Judah ruled Europe. Okay. Black Africans who ruled Europe between 711 AD, 1789 AD. And that's true. Historically, I know that the African Phoenicians have been trying to conquer that area for quite some time. They finally did it in around 700 AD. Okay. All right. So now let's pay attention that these guys are 480 circa Germany. Remember they said that the Germans and the French are swarthy, and the Spanish and Italians are more swarthy, meaning more black. Well, this guy's black. This guy, literally 1740 circa, 1520 circa. Look at this guy, right? 1599. So it means it was painted around that time. 1524, 1589, 1500. Look, check this out. This guy. This is why I was curious about that law. Remember that law that talked about Partus? What is it called? Partus Sequitur Ventrem. It was in 1662. Colonial, right? British owned these lands, and they passed that law. Well, look at this. This guy is an actual king of England. He was a prince of England, son of King James. He was a king of England, English, Scottish, and Irish. So his father, who was alive at that time in the 1600s, was the one that had to pass that law. These guys are not kings because they're applied to, excuse me, because they applied for a job. It's passed down from parents. So since you guys are saying that this black man passed that law, I mean, that's what I'm finding. It says, upon the death of the father, 1701, he was recognized as king. Succeeded the son Charles. All right, so obviously lineage passes through. All right, so he passed that law in 1662 to rape our sisters. Based on what I'm finding, that law that didn't bother to pass the law against black people. No, the law that said if you have a child with that native woman, right, that what they call nigger, okay, then that child could be a slave, whether that child would be from a black father or a white father. Those are facts. You guys are saying you rule Russia. You guys are saying you rule Europe. I'm only showing what you guys showed us. You know what I mean? I'm not putting words in anybody's mouth. That's more of a newer picture, I think, which is actually a nice picture, to be quite frank with you, man. I like the color scheme. Anyways, and listen, guys, I make comments like that because I appreciate history, man. I can sit back and actually look at it. I know exactly what happened to our people, but I have undeniable faith in the Most High that he will, like Wisdom of Solomon 18, vengeance upon the enemy. So no sweat. As long as we keep teaching our brothers and sisters who we are according to the Bible, man, that's what's being commanded of us. All right, we just got to stick to the script, guys. Remember, man, just stick to the script, dude. Focus on the end. The end is what matters. All right, not now. We'll get our chance. Anyways, so that's who that guy is. And then I find this interesting. This is from, matter of fact, here, I'll just put it here because it keeps popping on this window. This is from a book called Africa's Gift to America. Okay. And watch what these guys say. I'm not saying it. They're saying it. This is written in 1880. What page is that? 58. Africa's Gift to America. All right, page 58. Let me go to that now. It's an interesting book. It's a really interesting book, to be quite frank with you. A lot of history, and then a lot of it is actually I say this in connection with what I have. This right here, well, that's not my topic, so I don't care. But if you can see, I mean, these are slaves, basically. They're selling slave women, white women. They were selling white women. That's what they were doing. But that's not my topic. It's part of it. Look at First American Slave, page 59, I believe, okay? 58, my bad. Strong documentary proof that the first Africans in America were not slaves, and that chattel slavery of them did not start until about 1659 or 1682. Remember the Partus, Sequitur, Ventrem, the black king who passed that law in 1662? Well, that's why. Okay, so after that law is when so-called black people were being enslaved. Well, it was black people who were enslaving their children, and white people who were, I guess, enslaving their children too, because they were just using our sister's funnel for your pleasures. Russell, in this chapter, Origin of the Free Negro Class, calls a brief that the first Negroes were slaves. A popular error maintained and supported by a large number of writers. The evidence clearly points to the customary indentured for Virginia. Archive shows that throughout the indentured, it's very true, watch this. Throughout the, Throughout the, oh, that's right. They did it to me last time. Give me a second. What's this way? That throughout the second quarter, throughout the second quarter of the 17th century, Negroes were being released at the end of their period of indenture. Look up the book Virginia, the Old Dominion. Okay, I have it, but I haven't looked through it, so I didn't want to bother it. Let's say the common belief that all Negroes brought to Virginia in the early period were slaves is an error. Virginia's first century. It says judicial cases concerning American slavery and the Negro. They're talking about one particular person that I guess she was a slave, or Lady Yardy. They didn't want to pay a slave, and they were forced to pay the slave. In 1661 occurs the first reference of the state in Virginia to Negroes and the inequality of slaves. You guys can find all this stuff out, okay? Watch this real quick. I wasn't able to download it on my page for whatever reason. It was giving me a hard time, but I have it on my Facebook account, and I'm gonna show you guys what I have. Okay, let's see. I think this is it. No, that's not it. Oh, I think it is. My bad. This is from a book called This is from a book called "Let the Blood That the Blood Stay Pure." Page 67. The year 1619 has been earmarked as the earliest date of arrival for Negroes to the English colony. Yet they accompanied Spanish North American expeditions almost as a century before the English arrived in Virginia. That means, but in 1492, there were black folks coming with the so-called white people too, right, to destroy our people and take our lands. There's also evidence that they cohabited with the Aborigines in the early 17th century. So here's exactly where the hijacking begins. So let me just share something with you, so-called Aboriginals, okay? What this guy is actually saying is that you African people came here first when they came here, okay? Both of y'all, basically. It took both of you guys to take us down, okay? And then after that happened, a lot of you Africans stayed here. And you were mixing with our sisters, which then became the concept of Aborigines. Exactly that, all right? So, but anyways, you're not going to believe me, so it doesn't matter. Let me continue. In 1603, 7 Negroes escaped St. Augustine, with some maintaining their freedom and marrying Indian women. Franciscans found Negroes. Now, these Franciscans, what? They weren't white, because watch what he says. Franciscans found Negroes, meaning the Africans, and Indians, our sisters, or maybe some of our men, cohabiting together in Florida, and repeatedly admonished the Aborigines that it was an unclean thing to keep Negro mistresses, meaning what? That the Africans shouldn't be mixing with the natives because it was unclean. They looked at us like pigs, like swine. That's exactly what the statement is. I don't know what other interpretation you want me to give you. This is from a book that they, meaning the other camps, actually no, the one camp, which is IOIC, loves to bring this book out, man. And you know, I find it so interesting because they love to bring this book out, but they don't show you guys everything of this book. Watch. They only read this part. This is from the a treatise on physical geography. They love to hide it. This is the funny part. They like to hide books, but you know what, guys? Whether you show it or not, the price goes up or down. And you want to know why I know this? Because I buy books. I collect books. I buy them, okay? I buy them. And I've been lucky and fortunate to buy some books at like $100 that they're cost like $1,000 now. All right? So don't tell me that, oh, all of a sudden you shared it in. No, nobody ever shared the book I got, and that thing's costing expensive. So don't believe the hype, man. All they want to do is make it seem like, oh, they're so secretive. Watch this. The Jews are people who ever, according to, they read this and like, look, they're black, brother. They're black, brother. But yeah, the page before, watch what the page before says. The rapidity with which the color changes is seen in the English colonies of North America. It is not 250 years since the very first colonists arrived in Britain, and much shorter time since the ancestors of most of the present New Englanders across the ocean. And yet they have lost the clear complexion of their kindred beyond the waters and acquired much of the hue of the southern French and northern Spaniards. Remember this. Remember that? The more Spaniards, Italians are more swarthy than the French. Here it's saying that they acquired much of the hue of the southern French and northern Spaniards, meaning dark or brown. So that if an assemblage of each nation were placed side by side, there could be no difficulty whatever is distinguishing them by their complexion. Now watch this. With respect to the intermixture with the Indians, we know as a matter of fact that it never took place. Why? Because those children were considered slaves. The Aborigines of America are another instance. I explained that already. Why? Because they were Africans. They never wanted to mix with our people, and if they did, they did sure as hell did not have any respect. I'm just reading to you guys what I'm finding. Now, if I make statements, okay, fam. So now you hear, and you heard it from myself, what the heck's actually found, right? So let me close these up real quick. Let me turn this down, man. I don't know why all of a sudden it sounds so loud. I don't like it. What the hell happened? All right. Anyhow, I was looking for a book, and this book explains the God, I can't remember the name of it. It's basically a retaliation law. I'm trying to look for it here. Lord willing, I can get it, fam. This book shows how they had passed these laws, and it's basically like a retaliation against our people. And I cannot remember which book it was in, but I remember taking a picture of it, and I'm looking for it right now. Here we go. All praises. I believe this is from. I wish I could tell you what book this is. I will get it for you, family. Listen to this. It says here on page. What page is it? I don't know what page it is, but the top says C.S. Everett. Okay, I promise to get this for you guys. That's what it reads. Again, in 1666, and barely a decade before the onset of Bacon's rebellion, Governor Berkeley issued an order against the Rappahannock River tribes. Members of these tribes allegedly murdered some colonists, meaning you enslavers, in that section in violation of Treaty of 1646. With the 1660/1661 Retribution Act in place, the General Court, Berkeley presiding, declared that for revenge for the alleged murders and for the prevention of future mischiefs, the tribes would be prosecuted with war, and their women and children taken and then disposed of according to such instructions as shall be issued from the right honorable the governor, which would then take law orders from who? The kings. The kings, the kings. All right, watch. I'll show you this right now. Okay. Only tell me I got. Oh man, I'm running out of time, fam. All right, I'm gonna show you this video, and then I'm gonna read y'all something, because I think that's all we really need, anyways. I think that's all we need, anyhow. Let me show you this real quick, fam. This is pretty quick. Watch this, okay? Close this up. Close you up because I don't need you anymore. All right. Okay. We already got that part in place. Boom. All right. Watch this, family.
A common characteristic for the first illustrious so-called African Americans to rise into prominence was a melanin-deficient parent. In most cases, a common characteristic for the first illustrious so-called African Americans to rise into prominence was a melanin-deficient parent. In most cases, a father. This outcome was mostly a result of Virginia colonial slave statute Partus, Sequitur, Ventrem. Partus, Sequitur, Ventrem. Partus, Sequitur, Ventrem. That which is brought forth follows the womb, meaning the legal status of a child born of an enslaved Indian woman, born of an enslaved Indian woman will always remain enslaved. Will always remain enslaved. This law gave planters and free white men in general
Planters are the black people.
carte blanche authority to impregnate captured women without having to so much as even claim responsibility for their mixed race children. Just as common, these children were sold on the mulatto maid market as house niggas for an added sticker price as compared to their darker skinned counterparts. In this aspect, Virginia colonial law was totally contradictory to English common law, which states that a child's status follows the father. Of course, this law extending from the earlier Virginia codes was designed this way to assure legalized rape of indigenous women without consequence and naturally the perpetuation of slavery through a duplicitous modification of English common law. Children born of a white mother and black father were considered free, and consequence, and naturally the perpetuation of slavery through a duplicitous modification of English common law. Children born of a white mother and black father were considered free. Born of a white mother and black father were considered free and were counted among free people of color. White men were freely allowed to abandon or kill their children without recourse, solidifying their position as the first deadbeat dads in American history.
I find that part hard to believe, to be honest with you. That one, it's kind of hard to believe. Kind of hard to believe, my brother. My brother. But check this out, fam. Enough is enough. Let's get to the point. All right. So now we got here we go. This is called Judicial Cases Concerning American Slavery and the Negro, edited by Helen Tunnicliffe Catherall. Volume 1, 1926. It's published by Carnegie Institution of Washington. Looks pretty legitimate, I think, right? Carnegie Institution of Washington. It reads. Matter of fact, let me download it. So we can read it together, fam. Let's chew on this here real quick. I'm making a little bit of time. I guess I ain't that bad. I'm gonna go over a couple minutes. Hope y'all don't mind. Hope you guys don't mind. Trying to stay within an hour, fam. Let me close this up. Page 63, and it reads, however, the colonists did not depend on traffic or kidnapping for their supply of Indian slaves, but took the enemy pagan by their own progress in war and enslaved him long before the passage of the Virginia Act of 1676 or 1679. The passage of Virginia Act. Watch this. When forces were being raised in Maryland in 1652 for a march against the Eastern Shore Indians. Such Indians, prisoners as shall happen to be taken, as are declared the spoils of those who financed the expedition. Indians were also reduced to slavery in punishment for crimes. Thus, we have shown that the first slaves in the colony of Virginia were Indians. Oh my God, does that hurt? Does that hurt? Hold on, let me do it again. Thus, we have shown that the first slaves in the colony of Virginia were Indians, not Negroes. And that the law of the colony sanctioned Indian slavery, except as regards prospective importations by land, for a few years after the passage of the Act of 1670. The practice of the colonists, you slavers, black and white ones, in accordance with their laws, is illustrated by the cases in the courts of Virginia and Maryland from 1627 to 1831. In 1627, some Indians of the Carib Islands were brought in the country by Captain Sampson, but the experiment was too disastrous to warrant repetition, at least on a wholesale scale. Damn. Besides the traffic in Indian slaves between Virginia and Maryland colonists mentioned above, the Maryland court reports contains other instances of Indian slavery. In 1648, complains that Captain Edward Hill had not delivered him to two Indian boys. I skipped Paul Simpson marriage from purpose, fam. I just didn't want to read it. You guys can read this here. It says in Maryland in 1656, there belonged to a household one of oversee a Negro a white woman servant, damn, and an Indian slave. What? Yeah. You see that, fam? You remember how, one West says, hey, we got to have order. Yeah, there was order in slavery, meaning y'all were enslaving us. That's why you see the sister being sold by the black guy. Hello? In 1661, one citizen of Maryland demands an Indian promise him a satisfaction of another Indian belonging to the whatever, this and that. Okay? Let me go to the next page. Let's see here. Let me see if this is important. Here, let me read this here. Here it goes right here. Right here. And then I'm done. Paragraph number 2, page 764. That Indians were brought in and held in slavery for many years subsequent to 1682 is indicated by the evidence of witnesses and the assertion of counsel in the cases brought from 19 to 150 years later. By acts passed in the 18th century, Robin and others who brought actions in 1772 to try their titles to freedom were descendants of Indian women brought into this country by traders at several times between the years 1682 and 1748. And by them sold as slaves under the Act of Assembly made in 1682. Mason, counsel for the plaintiff, asserts that hundreds of the descendants of Indians brought in between 1682 and 1684 had obtained their freedom on actions brought in this court. Damn, hundreds of descendants of Indians. The court gave judgment against many descendants of Indians introduced and held as slaves between 1682 and 1705. That many Indians were reduced to slavery between 1691 and 1705 is shown by handling assertion that thousands of their descendants were deprived of their liberty when they sued for it later. Thousands, fam. Do you guys realize that black and white folks were raping our sisters and they were enslaving their own people? Damn. Y'all can't get any worse than that. In the revisal of the law 1705, an act concerning servants and slaves reenacts chapter 1 of the Act of 1682 subsequent, but omits the word Indian. And the special clauses respecting Indian slaves. Oh, that's funny. Here, I forgot to bring this up. On the bottom. In the latter history of Indian slavery in Virginia, it is the female Indian slave who is prominent as the ancestries of slaves petitioning for freedom. For if she had been enslaved unlawfully, her descendants in the female line were free, in accordance with the axiom of civil law, Partus, Sequitur, Ventrem, which was accepted generally, except in Maryland for a few years, 1664 to 1681. We just read what happened in that time. Hundreds of their descendants. Partus, Sequitur's Ventrem, fam, was not towards the black people. It was our sisters. Yeah, I need to get this book. Let me see what else I got. Partus, Sequitur, Ventrem, the Indian mulattoes sued for freedom. The slave from Pennsylvania, colonial acceptance, free mother, legal doctrine, proof of free birth, slave father and apprenticeship, white mother, also see increase. I kind of ran through that. I'm not gonna tell you I didn't look through it like in detail, but I would highly suggest to get that book, fam. And again, save them. Save them. So now I'm gonna show you this real quick, and I'm gonna end it with that. All right. Watch this. This is the vato from that sings a song. So much más Americanos. You know what I mean? With what do you call it? What's his name? Oh, you know the group, man. I can't believe I forget. Watch this.
Living in the States, you're living in one of the most brutal societies in the history of the world. You know, the country who inherited the genocide of the Native American peoples. A country which participated in chattel slavery. You know, the only country in the world to use and drop an atomic bomb on another country, society. the country which murdered and enslaved millions in Southeast Asia as a result of the Vietnam War. And we drew from the people who resisted. We were inspired because we feel that any society or any government or any system that is set up solely to profit a wealthy class, while the majority of the people toil and suffer and sell their labor power, so long as that system's only true motive is profit interest and not the maintenance and betterment of the population to meeting human needs, then that society should not stand. It should be challenged and questioned and overthrown. And waking up to the long legacy of brutality of American history and subjugating the world's population has been something we wanted to challenge through music. You know? Empire, I mean, is something that the states.
All right, fam. Now you know. And you know what I mean? I mean, I wish I could show you more, but I don't want to go past that hour. Because I did have some more to show y'all, but nah, man. I want to also, reserve my energy because I want to make sure that I can continue doing this, classes righteously and not out of vainglory. Okay. Because when I'm out of it, you know what I mean? I'm out of it. So, anyways, I will show you this though. I mean, I do got to show you this, as I said I will. So let's go real quick to the doctrine of the devil, the black demon. All right, Philippians 3:21. So they say, "Who shall change our vile body?" The black Jesus says that he will change your vile body. You Hispanic, you little mexicanito chaparro todo gordo, that it be fashioned like unto his glorious body. So you're gonna look like a brother for real. Watch. It says here, 1 Corinthians 15:52. This is what they teach. One West. Call them up. Ask them. They'll tell you. It says here, in a moment, in a twinkling of an eye, at the last trumpet, for the trumpet shall sound, and the dead shall be raised incorruptible, and we shall be changed. Into what? Into who? Into this right here. Revelation 1:14. His head and his hairs were white like wool, as white as snow, and his eyes were as a flame of fire, and his feet like unto fine brass, as if it burned in a furnace. So if you believe that the Messiah is black, then that means when he returns, you paisita, you todo nacote, todo así todo, todo así todo, you're going to change into a black looking person. And you better accept that, because that's what they said that you're supposed to accept. Don't take it from me. Y'all heard it in my classes. You heard it from the horse's mouth. You have to accept it. All right. So anyhow, fam, that's all I got for y'all. Hey, I don't unless somebody want to come up. Well, I did it again. Why do I do that, man? What's wrong with me, man? What's wrong with me? Unless somebody wants to come up, say shalom. You know what I mean? Maybe chop it up a little bit. Maybe yell at me. Be like, hey, you didn't show enough. I'll show you something. The Renaissance, you know what I'm saying? Look, these guys, man. If they ruled Europe, then that means that they subjugated our people. They're the ones that were passing these laws that affected our gente. You know what I'm saying? Let's just be real, fam. Let's just be real. Hey, remember they say, this ain't hate. This is truth. I'm doing the same. I'm doing the same, fam. I'm doing the same. I don't know if y'all want to come up. If you don't want to come up, it's all good. I'm not obligating anybody to do it. I'll give you guys a little time, all right? Hey, fam. Well, listen, I appreciate y'all sticking around. You know me, man. You know, brothers and sisters, that you know me, that you get to talk to me. I really appreciate, the build that we're doing, bro. I really do, man. Y'all helping me stay sober. You know what I'm saying? And Lord willing, I'm able to help y'all too. Lord willing, I'm able to help y'all too. You know what I mean? So, anyhow, I will, shalom. And tomorrow will be a class in the morning. There will not be a Spanish class in the evening. And it will be part 2 of part 4. Okay? All right, fam. So, again, love y'all very much, man. Appreciate you. Please throw some prayers out for us, our family. We are going through, making a big decision on this property, and we're putting our faith in the Lord. And if y'all can throw some prayers out for us, and as a family, just as the household of Joshua, please, by all means, I would appreciate it. Just look out for us, all right? Everything matters, bro. All your spiritual blessings, all your spiritual alms, this is what's keeping the channel going. You know what I'm saying? It's giving me strength to continue. And I'm not going to stop. I don't care what people do or say. That's the Most High. The Most High is going to make this work. I'm not. I'm just going to teach. That's it. That's all I got to do. That's my lot. Y'all do the rest. All right, fam. Take care of yourselves. Shalom. Have a great night.
Quiero pensar, pero no puedo, no. El ruido en la ciudad está consumiendo, wow. Quieren pensar, sin ni siquiera estar al mando. Tanta publicidad subliminal te está matando. Les cuesta decidir por sí mismos cuál es su bando. Publican sonrisas con el corazón llorando. Quieren brillar, pero sin tener que valerse de tener sus ideas propias. Los veo a todos igual, solo son la réplica de la imitación de una triste copia. Obedece, la vida es un suspiro y envejeces. Te dejas distraer por estupideces y pierdes el eje. Te duele por dentro, entonces te creces, pero aceptas mucho menos de lo que mereces. ¿Y quién te ha dicho a ti que no puedes pensar sobre lo que decís, sobre cómo actuar? Lucha por ser feliz sin a nadie dañar, y solo así podrás brillar. ¿Y quién te ha dicho a ti que no puedes pensar sobre lo que decís, sobre cómo actuar? Lucha por ser feliz sin a nadie dañar, y solo así podrás brillar. Conserva tu juicio y tu intuición, más activos que el que lucha por lo suyo y no se rinde. Yo ya sé en cuál es mi misión, y es contarte que el mal por su propio pie pronto se extingue. Ve, no caigas bajo su control, pues por la televisión es normal que mal lo pinte. Tú mantente firme en conexión con la fuente de creación, vivirás siempre de fin de. Dios abre los ojos, dime lo que ves. A tus propios hijos matándose por billetes. Niños por cada 2 por 3. Pa' unos es bendición, con otros por su causa pequen. Y yo que intento ser un ser crístico, voy bendiciendo hasta los diablos. Piensan que es cierto el mensaje típico.
Dicen que invento lo del engaño y mientras lucho contra mis errores, demonios escucho, me ofrecen soluciones, pero sé que hay un ángel que quiere que mejore. Me dice haz un trabajo interno antes de que lo ignores, antes que otra vez llores y se llenen los mares de pena y de dolores, ya que en mi mente no caben. La paz no va en un sobre, somos algo importante, nunca te revelaste y por eso no lo sabes.
¿Y quién te ha dicho a ti que no puedes pensar sobre lo que le di, sobre cómo actuar? Lucha por ser feliz sin a nadie dañar y solo así podrás brillar. ¿Y quién te ha dicho a ti que no puedes pensar sobre lo que le di, sobre cómo actuar? Lucha por ser feliz sin a nadie dañar y solo así podrás brillar.
Me desperté tan cansado, me sentía mal herido de todo lo que he pasado. No me quita lo aprendido, por dentro me he perdonado, pero casi no me olvido. Me desperté tan cansado, me sentía mal herido de todo lo que he pasado. No me quita lo aprendido, por dentro me he perdonado, pero casi no me olvido, no. Todos repiten lo que dice el referente, discursos vacíos lejos de ser coherentes. De lo que no sabes será mejor que no inventes, que investigues y no te dejes lavar la mente.
¿Y quién te ha dicho a ti que no puedes pensar sobre lo que le di, sobre cómo actuar? Lucha por ser feliz sin a nadie dañar y solo así podrás brillar. ¿Y quién te ha dicho a ti que no puedes pensar sobre lo que le di, sobre cómo actuar? Lucha por ser feliz sin a nadie dañar y solo así podrás brillar.